Hello everyone. We're back.
You're listening to the We Talk Nerd podcast, the podcast about gaming, movies, and everything nerd. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Rob.
And this week, we're going to talk No Man's Sky and some ComicCon. And yeah, but let's start off talking to Andrew, see what he's been up to.
10K members in Discord, everybody. Really hyped
I feel
about
like
that.
you've said this before.
I know I have. But I have to give my speech again, and I have to give great thanks to the community. It's been a really good year. Just been a year in Discord, and we have over 10K members now.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
It's huge.
It's a great community. I just can't speak more of it. So and then for what I've been doing this week is a lot of preparation for our 10K giveaway. We're putting up the Forsaken Plus annual pass and any platform, and we can find the details on our Twitter.
Nice.
Which we'll all be doing updates there, and then we'll be giving away that prize here on this stream, We Talk Nerd podcast live stream, in 2 weeks on August 8th.
Yeah,
around the same time.
If you're listening to this, not live, if you're listening to it on iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud or any of that stuff, come check us out on Twitch, and that's where we'll be doing the.
That's right. So make sure to follow directions on the Twitter, and then you'll be good to go. For games, I've been playing a lot of Warframe, and I like it a lot.
That's good because
A
I
whole ton.
uninstalled it.
A whole ton. I enjoy Warframe a whole ton. I have not been playing Destiny 2. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Because there's a huge hype around the gun, the Black Spindle that came out. The Whisper of Worms is renamed, and it was a limited release, and it was a secret. And I can basically say that it is a great experience. It is a high level, very hard quest to complete. But if you have 3 very good players, you can get it done, and you can get basically the best sniper in the game. Best sniper in the game. If you remember D1, it's the Black Spindle. Black Spindle is, if you miss a shot, it has a chance of 1 going back into the chamber, and then if you hit 3 shots in a row, it automatically reloads all of your shots, and you can keep shooting constantly. And it just feels great. It looks great. It's such a great gun, and it's coming back on Friday for another attempt, so everyone can get that. And there's actually
so it's limited.
It's limited by week, and only for the weekend. There's also even more secrets in that specific quest. If you do like heroic, there's like a ship pattern you can do, and there's like a grindiness to it, and it's just very, very interesting. The community went absolutely nuts over it. We had to make, I think, 10 more Fire Team voice channels, to meet the demand of people actually going for that item. Right. So I got it that weekend, and I felt really great. Other than that, have not been touching my Switch, unfortunately, but I really want to hear more about Octopath because I just keep hearing about it. I just really do.
I'm glad that this finally has some playable content. If only it's 1 mission. Still good.
Yeah. Hey, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. That's me. How about you?
You know, if people can find 30 minutes of enjoyment in the game, then more power to them.
More power. So what have you been up to, Rob?
So, as I threatened last week, I did finish Middle-earth: Shadow of War.
Nice.
So all the way through, got the final ending. Surprisingly, a sweet ending. After all the stuff that Italian's been through.
I would say bittersweet.
Yeah. The grind, they totally eliminated. I think I beat it like a day after the last podcast, so it didn't take long to go through. But I think that's good. You know, the overall game, I probably put 60, 70 hours into, so, you know, I feel like, you know, you got your money's worth and had a good, enjoyable time with it. And, you know, if only it had launched like that, I think people would be much more receptive to it overall. I think that microtransaction push really left a bad taste. But if you haven't played it yet, or if you're maybe thinking about going back, now's the time.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I also played Warframe. And yeah, I just don't understand anything that's going on.
Yeah, it's how.
And yeah, I teamed up with some guy on our podcast that also plays it, that still has it installed. And I ran in there. I was like, all right, I'm ready to like do this mission and like let's fight our way through the end. All of a sudden it was like, objective completed, go to the next area. I'm like, wait a minute, like we just walked in here. And before I knew it, like I was running, like I was backtracking because someone had already run through and like destroyed all my stuff because they know how to like fly through all the levels without like touching the ground. And I'm just like, I got like nothing out of the mission. So I felt like one of those
I'm sorry,
people that put together like superhero teams and like the superheroes like go off and do all the stuff for them. So like Andrew's in there just like wrecking shop, and I'm just, like, trying to run down a corridor, trying to like let me come on guys, I want to kill some things too.
we did do an invasion level in which you got to maul a couple of guys in a horde mode. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It wasn't bad. I could see some fun there. I'm gonna leave it installed and maybe I'll pick it up and play again, but definitely not as intrigued with it as others. But I feel like it's a good game. Maybe Brandon, you should come and like hang out and play it sometime, and we'll see if you can't get some enjoyment out of it that way. Yeah, if not, I don't know what.
It's an okay game. I feel like it works for some people and doesn't for others.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I scooped up with the last sale, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Sat down and played with one of the gaming crew, and we did a little couch co-op for about an hour or two, just playing through the different characters and seeing all the differences and everything between the Marvel Capcom 3 and the new one. So very, very different. But what I think people will like is that the Infinity Stone stuff that they put in there like really impacts the game. So if you remember at the end of Guardians where Peter Quill picks up the the Power Stone and everything goes purple and all hazy, you can actually do that in one of the fights once you level up the Power Stone through the combat meter. So it's pretty cool. It's a neat effect and very unique for that. And the last thing is I played some board games, as I want to do. One that I've played that I haven't really talked with you guys too much about, but is one of my favorites, is Time Stories. And what Time Stories is it's like a framework for a game. When you buy the kit, it's like $40, and they give you this mission where you go through and you're as a team of 4, you time travel back to like the 1930s, and you go through this insane asylum, like looking for clues and like trying to do this thing to stop these time terrorists from taking over and unleashing like a great evil on the world. And like that's just the end of it right there. So once you beat it, there's like really no replayable value to it. But they sell packs that you can bring in and keep playing with like different scenarios. So like we just did one where we were in ancient Egypt. We did one where we went back into the like the 1950s, and we were doing like a Hollywood murder mystery type of story. So it does different types of gameplay using the same framework, and it just all depends on who's actually which mission you're playing. So we did kind of like a D&D style one. We did a zombie story, and you got all different things that you can play through. So it's a nice role-playing element to it, and the game keeps changing and stays fresh. Now it is kind of
DLC.
Yeah, basically. That part's kind of expensive, but the quality is so good that every time I'm like, "Hey, you guys want to play Time Story?" Everyone's like, "Yeah, let's do it." Like it's a fun time. So
everybody
that comes over and plays. All my closest friends that come and play games enjoy it.
Cool, nice.
All right. So how about you, Brandon? What you been up to?
I haven't got a lot of game stuff going on. I got Doom on a sale. I tried Doom out. I know we just got there giving that away in the community.
What'd you get it on?
I think Green Man Gaming. So I got it. It was like $8.
You got on PC then?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Steam.
That's cool. That's probably the best way to play it.
Yeah, and I haven't played a whole lot of hours into it, but I played. I was enjoying it. It's neat. It was a cool kind of reimagining of the original game, so that was nice. Checked out some WoW stuff. I'll talk about here in a minute. I had a lot of fun with that, and it's pretty much gonna consume my game time for the next couple months anyway. The release, but yeah, that's about it for me. So I guess we can jump right into some of the new stuff and get the ball rolling.
Insert transition here.
Yeah.
Gaming
So,
news.
A long, long time ago, this game called No Man's Sky came out, and it pretty much caused an enormous uproar, and everybody got it refunded.
Well, I thought everyone liked it.
Except me, because I never got refunded. I kind of kept it and never played it.
I think a lot of people kept it and just thought like maybe they'll do something about it.
Maybe one day they'll fix it. Well,
I bought it for $12.
yeah, I paid 60 for it. Aw.
Did you? You bought it on launch?
I bought it on launch, and I'm super disappointed.
Yeah.
And
Like everyone, I decided to take advantage of the disappointment and just like I was like for $12 I can see what the hype's all about.
Yeah.
So I still have it. I'm sure it needs like a gigantic update though.
yeah, so speaking of that, they just released a gigantic update after they've already released a lot of other updates. I don't know if you guys have heard about those, but this one was supposed to be, I guess, their biggest one yet. They're calling it Next, so it's No Man's Sky Next now, and it finally adds multiplayer to the game in the form of 4-player co-op.
Cool.
I think it may only work on PC right now. I'm not sure about it.
So how does that work from like if I'm in there and I'm exploring and I've got my planets, can people like drop in with me? Like what about their characters that they may have?
It's an actual networking system, so you can go to and party up with others.
Yeah.
So I've been watching it a little bit. There's a separate tab for joining with your friends. You can either be public, you can invite your friends, and then they actually are on the same area and planet and instance, I guess, as you, and they come to you. If that makes sense.
With all of their stuff?
With all of their stuff and their save
Because I know it
data.
gets a little grindy trying to put stuff together.
Yeah.
And
And
there's that now.
Yep.
And they added some co-op missions to do. So if you get your friends in there, there's actually some things for you guys to do. They've added character customization, and with character customization, they added a third-person camera, so you can look at your finely crafted character. Because everybody loves to do that once they made it, of course.
Yeah, it takes away that whole silent protagonist thing that's going on in the original.
Yeah. They added base building a couple of patches back, and they finally made what they're calling unlimited and extended base building. So I think what it means is you can build the base anywhere now, and I think before you were limited to certain areas. But I guess it's more building types, that kind of thing.
I mean, I was watching. They were doing a little bit of customization to their own frigate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting to see.
Yeah. To that they have frigate fleets now, so you can have a whole fleet of these huge, gigantic ships. So I'm not sure what all that's about, but I'm thinking about maybe jumping into it between sessions of WoW and seeing what it's like. I mean, I still got it, so might as well use it.
Free download.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I actually still have it installed. I never even got around to installing it.
So
Yeah, I've
watching
got it on PS4, so I'm not sure when I'll be joining the the goodness with the updates.
Yeah. Disclaimer on it, though, is that the multiplayer only works for PC anyway. It only works on Steam. So if you buy it and play it on a different platform, it doesn't work. Like GOG right now is offering full refunds for the game if you bought it recently, because the multiplayer doesn't work on GOG. Because their multiplayer works through Steamworks.
Who still uses... Okay.
These guys.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head. I tell you what, they just can't release something that people don't have like big problems with.
Yeah.
So I guess for the release of this PC one, that I guess the Eurogamer said it was going to be on the specific time, but then all these streamers that were waiting for the PC release were waiting for 6 hours for the release.
Whoa.
And they were tweeting, the actual devs and everything, and it eventually came out on the date that it was on 2 p.m. and then it was available for download. But they were waiting for 6 hours. I think I was wanting to watch Ko do it, but he was playing Getting Over It for like 6 hours just waiting. And he was getting disappointed. He actually gave up, and then of course it released.
Right.
And then that's what he said. And then I started watching Goth and his crew.
They were having fun with it.
They were having fun.
Yeah.
They were having a bunch of issues today, though. They were running into a bunch of issues. Yeah.
I heard there's a bunch of bugs, and there's a lot of game-breaking save wipes and stuff that can happen.
Yeah, that's save wipes basically. Yeah, But then some of them were pretty hilarious. Broman was just walking straight into another room inside the frigate. It completely disappeared under him, and he was just falling into space, and he died. And that was it was good. It was good to watch. It was fun to watch. But yeah, No Man's Sky. Other than that, I hear good things about it.
Well, to be fair, they haven't had a lot of time to work out the bugs in that game yet. They've only had 3 years of.
Yeah, I would probably say when this game quote unquote released, it was more of like an early access title. We may actually, with this latest update, it may be what I would consider 1.0. But
well, Brandon, give us an update next time. Play it. I'll
play it. I'll play it a little bit and talk about it. Maybe.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Literally, I don't know anybody who has the game, so it'd be probably just
maybe someone in the community has it. I know. Actually, some people did say something they were going to pick it up again. So maybe talk about that.
Just to throw it out there, I think it's going for around $30 or so. So not a full price game release. It's
gotcha. Yeah,
pretty discounted on Steam.
Yeah, probably find it pretty cheap somewhere else too.
Maybe
in a bargain bin at your GameStop.
Perhaps. You think PC?
If the GameStop still exists.
If there happens to be a GameStop. But moving on to some World of Warcraft stuff. This week they started the pre-patch or pre-expansion event, if whatever you want to call it. It is called the War of Thrones. Not Thrones. Thorns. Excuse me. War of Thorns. Yes. So
that was Game of Thorns.
So between now and August 13th, which is the release of the expansion, this event will go on, and every Tuesday, which is, of course, reset day, there'll be a new quest line to get into. And this week it starts off with the Horde marching in on the World Tree. And if you don't already know, going to get burnt down. So you're going to play these events out and see the tree get burnt down. But until then...
Wait a minute, which tree is this?
I'll butcher the name if I try to say it, but it's the Night Elf home, the World Tree.
Tadrisil?
I thought they already did that.
Tadrisil?
They already
it has not happened in game.
Has not happened in game, right?
Oh,
right.
Okay.
It was a preview. I was like, oh, this is going to happen, but it hasn't actually happened in game.
It was in the trailer, I think.
I thought it happened years ago. So.
No.
Oh, right. I saw those cool wallpapers of elves standing in front of the tree as it was burning.
What's happening now?
Foreshadowing, but it's happening now.
Currently, it's burning at this moment.
Not this second. We're getting there.
Hold your horses, Rob. I know you want to see it burn down.
We got like 3 weeks left. It's okay. It's gonna be a couple more weeks. But the quest ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. But it is a good quality Horde versus Alliance storytelling, and it actually has spawned massive world PvP battles in the Darkshore area. So right now, you could jump on into war mode, get on the raid finder, and probably find a lot of raids just this world PvPing in that area. And that brings back a lot of vanilla memory.
Yeah, I was going to say,
first came out.
When I was doing PvP, that was where it was. They're at Torn Mill in Darkshore, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And there was nowhere for us to actually go fight. That was like the closest one with like respawns and stuff. And that's when you could like get ranked and everything. So I remember just after work coming home and just killing the other side for hours. So
so now there's 40 man raids just clashing against each other, and the battle is fighting all over the place. And it's not a battleground. It's just open world PvP, players wanting to fight other players.
Like a battle royale.
School. Oh my gosh! Maybe the last person standing will get to burn the tree down.
Yeah,
maybe. And a chicken dinner just sits right there for them.
Yeah, and a chicken dinner sits right there. Oh, I hope it's not a boomkin. That would be awful. Yeah, but good stuff. So if you're a big WoW player, be checking that out, and check it out every Tuesday until release. So pretty much, there's lots of stuff to do in WoW until the game comes out, the next expansion. So good stuff on that front.
I guess on WoW too, like just for people that are getting back into it, like they're handing out legendaries.
It's pretty free right now.
It's pretty free. You want that legendary that you didn't have before and you want to try out. You can maybe grind just maybe for a couple hours and get it because they're just handing out free legendaries.
Granted that not long into the expansion, in about a month or so, you won't use it anymore. But it's pretty free right now anyway.
Yeah. Still nice to have.
It's nice to have. People are like, I got that. Good stuff for WoW.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what else was big and cool that happened over the weekend?
What?
ComicCon.
Yeah.
Big stuff. For
Lots
some
of
people.
news. Lots
Yeah,
of news.
it. So I have a couple things on here I'll talk about, and then you guys might actually have some other things to.
Sure.
chime
I
in
want to
and talk
just throw out some thanks though to Thrust. I told him he was our Comic-Con correspondent,
It's not
and
here.
if you went to the Discord chat for the We Talk Nerd, he put every single trailer that was shown at Comic-Con. He's got it in that channel.
Oh, nice.
So,
So all
if
things
you
we
ever-
talk
you wanna
about
run
will be
through.
over there.
yeah, pretty much. All the stuff I know about is from what he relayed to me.
Mhm.
So thanks, Thrust.
Thank you, Thrust.
So-
And why aren't you here?
Pretty late where he's at.
It's pretty
Yeah.
late. Oh, yeah.
But if you're a Marvel fan, you're probably a little disappointed. If you're a DC fan, probably a little bit excited, more excited than you've been in a long time, because we got a lot of DC stuff actually this weekend. Starting with a couple of Shazam steals, and then finally a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So since we've talked about what the costumes look like before and
Yeah.
how we haven't
Yeah.
liked it, Rob, have you seen the trailer?
Yes. And I'm going to do a 180. It looks fun.
Yeah, it does. That's what I thought as well. That it looks fun. I think they actually have a jab at the costume in the in the trailer.
Well, it makes sense. I will tell you the main thing about this is that I think that this is like their answer to Ant-Man.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do like huge numbers or anything, but it looks interesting. Like I'm kind of turned on it. Like I do like Zachary Levi.
Mhm.
I hate the costume, but it makes sense. I think at least the way they're portraying it, where it's almost like that movie Big, but he becomes a
Kinda.
superhero instead of an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah.
So
Actually, that's probably a perfect description.
yeah, I think that might be fun to watch. But if you were hoping for, a follow up to Justice League or maybe like a Batman spinoff, this isn't that
No.
at all.
Nope.
This almost looks like a Marvel movie.
Yes. Yep. I'm curious to see how he fits in with their DC universe right now.
I hope he
Or
doesn't.
even if he will. He might
I hope
not.
he doesn't, because Shazam doesn't. Other than like isolated incidents, he never really shows up in like Justice League stories or in the DC proper. He's kind of off on his own thing, doing his Captain Marvel stuff.
Or kid
and-
what kids do.
If you notice, they are not calling it Captain Marvel. They are just
course.
going by Shazam.
Isn't he
Yeah, I'm
quite
sure.
powerful, though? Like, I mean, in the DC universe?
Yeah, he's
Or-
extremely powerful, but he wasn't one of the originals. Like he was like a ripoff of Superman.
Right.
DC either sued or whatever, or bought it or acquired it somehow. And he joined the stable, but he joined the stable after it had already been kind of established. So, the Justice League had already been formed, and it's like, hey, we got this Superman guy, and now we're going to bring in another Superman guy.
Oh,
What do we-
gotcha.
what do we do
Yeah.
with him?
Yeah,
So he's always kind of existed on
Let's
the
make him a
fringe
kid.
of the universe.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
It looks fun. So
Yeah, I'm willing to hold judgment on it. Still looks dumb, but it may be a fun enough movie to get past all that.
and another trailer dropped for the next big.
Now, you talk about 180s. It went
Yeah.
dark. It went dark, y'all.
Do we want to start with the TV series or the movie?
I was gonna say the Batman trailer.
Okay, so yeah, they also showed their new the DC exclusive streaming service leading show, the Titans. I don't think it's anything but Titans. But one of the no teens. This is not for teens. The opening line for one of our favorite Cape Crusaders in the Titans is "F Batman."
You know the word, but of course, we're trying to be family friendly here.
Family friendly. He
Yeah.
says, he says that, and then it just goes on to a big, gritty, dark, cringy, gothy, emo-y montage of them beating up bad guy. And
Yeah.
it looks pretty lame. Not gonna lie, it looks kind of lame.
looks lame.
I don't know. You know what it looks like? It looks like an anime. It looks like a live action anime.
Yeah, I kind of got those vibes.
Who's the target audience, though? Like, who is the target audience?
DC fans?
Yeah, but not even like teen, like anyone that
definitely.
recognizes Teen Titans. No?
I think if you like anime, I think you'd be interested in this. And that's the only way I can see it, because it's got to be something like maybe if you was it like Death Note or or some of those like darker animes, you know, it's a little bit more mature. I feel like it kind of falls in with this, because this is not like The Flash, because The Flash is like the Flash TV show, because it's like really bright and kind of peppy, and this is very moody and
Very
definitely
moody.
definitely something that you shouldn't have kids watching, because I can't see what would be very redeeming for them to see, because there was nothing funny. They're
killing people. Like, I don't think I've seen the Titans kill people before. They're
pretty gruesome.
necks.
Yeah, blood and everything. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't kind of look cool. I'm just saying it looked a little too emo for me.
It does look way like they were trying to be dark and not like achieving. Like, I don't know.
It's darker than Suicide Squad.
I was just kind of thinking, like, in their marketing, like, what it's coming up with this idea is like, we want a target audience of this, but let's use a franchise that is kid friendly and loving. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Let's make something that we can play inside a Hot Topic 24 hours a day.
That's what
they're.
I gotcha. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Some dark T-shirts, you know. That's what it is. To sell some dark
If anyone
T-shirts.
knows this group, they know them from Teen Titans.
Yep.
The cartoon or the.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is not.
In the trailer,
kind of
interesting. You see what Robin? I know you see Robin, Raven, Starfire. I don't. Their Cyborg's not there, of course.
Beast Boy's there.
Was Beast Boy there? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's the green guy jumping around.
Okay, I think whenever he said F Batman, I was kind of like, did you say F Batman the entire time the trailer played?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, well, the one I watched said, watch Robin say in this new trailer. It was pretty big news. So.
Yeah. I don't know. We could be giving it a hard time. It could be better than, maybe it was just a really terrible trailer cut.
We'll see. It's super dark. It probably reminds me most of Daredevil in terms of like an analog on the Marvel side. You know, it's got to be something kind of dark, definitely adult, mature themes, but with teenagers. So that's kind of odd too. Although I don't think he's supposed to be a teenager, and he's like a cop. So I don't think he's like a teenage cop.
Older.
That'd be odd.
So how about this the streaming service? Like, Marvel doesn't have a streaming service right now, does it? Do they?
No, but when Disney launches their stuff, it'll be.
So DC's just trying to get ahead of that, and like with this one.
Yeah, they really haven't had any streaming stuff. I mean, Marvel right now has got deals with Netflix, and they had deals with like Hulu, which is not going to happen anymore since they're making a streaming service. But
Gotcha.
I think all that DC had was their CW shows, Gotham on Fox, and that was it.
Yeah.
And now they're all going to be in one place, I guess. So
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how many studios sell their shows to other networks. I'm trying to remember what it was, but I think like one of the most popular shows on ABC was like from a Fox studio. So it was like
That happens a lot.
just they just don't have enough room for it, and someone buys it. So,
But we have no details on how much, $6 a month, $10 a month, that sort of thing.
no, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think
Gotcha.
I mean, it'll probably launch with that show. That'll probably be. Maybe I think they might have the animated movies and stuff on there as well.
Yeah.
Which-
that makes sense.
now,
That makes sense.
That would be worthwhile, because the DC Universe animated movies are actually very, very high quality. They do really good work there. And I think Ninja Batman, the one that just came out, like that's a lot of people are loving that one. So
Nice.
Yeah, if that's the case and it has those animated movies, I might check it out because I've actually never seen any of the animated stuff. So good to see. Moving on to some more DC stuff. They dropped an Aquaman trailer,
they did.
and I felt very meh about it. I don't know how you guys felt, but it definitely didn't make a splash. But
I see what I see. Oh man, oh man. Honestly, all I really noticed was the Reddit post of some of them blasting that they took that shark to his left from some other really well known site that just has
It's
sharks
a
on
Getty
it.
image.
It's a Getty image.
Yeah.
So
It's just
I
like
couldn't.
they're like, yeah, that shark we know.
I couldn't stop focusing on that. Sorry, that post.
We had sharks with freaking laser beams and stuff in the trailer.
That is true. I think the CGI looks pretty good. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried about that. It does look like it's going to be like a ton of CGI. I think it comes down to how personable Jason Momoa ends up being as a leading actor. Because, I mean, I know him as Khal Drogo, I know him as Conan, and I know him as, I think it was Sequest or the deep sea thing he did when he was much, much younger, where he was kind of like a do boy, like Aaron kind of guy, and he wasn't like Jack like he is now. So, he wasn't the star for sure. So I didn't really like Conan, and Khal Drogo was awesome, but it was like he was just kind of framed as this I don't know, kind of just a guy that's just meant to be like kind of foreboding and menacing. So,
but you can take
whether or not he's leading man, I don't know. Go ahead.
But you can take from just the Justice League. I know you don't want to take too much out of it,
Don't take anything out of that.
but he was even
out of there.
But he was even more of a side guy anyway to that whole thing. Like he made some funny things, but
most likable person in the movie.
Yeah,
but that wasn't saying much because I didn't like anybody in that movie.
Unfortunately,
we'll see. We'll see if he ends up being. I'm gonna hold off on any stern judgments. I wasn't blown away, but they're putting some money into it. That CGI is pretty, and the alligator kind of rampaging through the bottom of the ocean looked kind of pretty cool. So, if nothing else, there's gonna be some pretty cool underwater battles, and I think that can be fun to watch, especially when it's like sharks versus like a crab. Like there was that giant crab thing running around too. So I think they're gonna have some fun with the fact that it's so aquatic. Well, we'll see.
So I also looked up. Sorry. I also looked up the director. So he's known. So you have
he's a good director,
James Wan, known for The Conjuring 2, Saw, the writer for Saw for the first one.
Yeah,
that's really good.
He's done a number of things.
Furious 7, maybe. Yeah,
one of the largest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah. So you from just that standpoint, we're looking forward to his writing, or not writing, but at least his directing.
He has an action pedigree, so he knows how to do action. And for when I saw that he was directing it, I thought, oh, that's nice, but I'm not. It's not I'm not a huge fan of his, but I respect him as a director.
I mean, they had the guy who did the Avengers do Justice League.
I heard he did half of it.
Yeah, or half of it. Yeah.
That's good to know, though. Background.
So I'm not gonna put anything on a DC movie until I actually watch it. Because, besides Wonder Woman, they've all been kind of,
Yeah, recently. Yep. If you want to see good DC movies, watch their animated series.
Right now, anyway.
Movies are fantastic. Yeah.
Or just dust off that Dark Knight trilogy set. And just...
Well, there you go.
Speaking of animated,
yes.
Yeah, speaking of some animated stuff, so a couple years ago, this group called Disney bought out Lucasfilms.
The Disney?
And the Disney. And they had this big show called Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and Disney chopped that right up and said no. And put it into it. And that was it.
They probably thought it was the movie, and I don't blame them for that.
But come 2018, we're getting the last final bit, or however much is left of it, of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It'll kick off where it left off, and it'll, I guess, finally finish its story.
I keep hearing really good things about it. I want to start watching it.
Yeah, I've watched some episodes. I've never watched the entirety of it. But people love the show.
Yeah, Star Wars fans, they just keep saying really good things, and that it's actually canon, so it just fills in the gaps, right, of what you want to know.
It was one of the only things that wasn't a movie that Disney kept canon once they took over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because they kept it going. They didn't cancel it right away. They left it going. And said
they were like in the middle of the season.
I think it kind of fell into canon because of the fact that it was live. they had episodes still coming out. Because if they said, "Oh, well, it's not canon," everyone would be like, "Well, whatever, turn it off."
Cut this off.
Yeah,
but that's big news. People are excited about it, and
Great.
Yeah.
There's something I'm excited about.
What's that?
Oh yeah,
This new trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters.
I did
Yeah.
see that one.
That looks
That
interesting.
looks fun.
Oh yeah,
Like actually fun. Some good actresses in there.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, 11 from Stranger
11.
Things.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yep, Millie Bobby Brown, and I can never remember her name when I need to, but from X-Files.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember her name? That's terrible. But she's the mom, I guess. And they had both of them. I guess the dad and then the kid, the boy kid is kind of. I didn't recognize him from anything, so I couldn't tell you who it was. But I think 11's going to be kind of the focal point there, and they definitely show it because there's some stuff. But essentially, what's happening is they're going and waking up monsters that are frozen throughout the world. Titans is what they're calling them because they're being attacked from outer space. So they need to go wake up these titans, and I think she's got some kind of glowing power eyeball thing that like wakes them up. So there was some really cool silhouettes of monsters showing up. So you saw Fat Godzilla, he showed up, and then you saw, he looks, he's got a pot belly.
Is Godzilla a good guy in this movie?
He looks like he's protecting the Earth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. He does also knock a plane out of the air, so you never know.
Yeah.
They had King
massive.
Ghidron. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
massive. King Ghidron is there.
That was awesome.
He's one of my favorites. He's the three-headed dragon. Who's back in the day, that rubber suit, the two of the heads were just some guy's arms up in a neck, and he was just kind of waving it around. So that was kind of fun. Like I was looking, I was like, yeah, he definitely doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah.
Even Mothra showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in a big way too. Mothra looks bad. I mean, looks tough.
Tough.
Yeah, huge.
So from this trailer, it seemed just more very very dark. Like humanity is just getting wiped out regardless, right? But they just need to protect the Earth itself. So they just like resort to the only thing that they have is these huge titans, which is honestly, I think that's a great storyline. Just focus on the monsters, and then maybe some bits of humans there, and then just have them fight.
Did you watch the Bryan Cranston one? A couple of years back when it was just Godzilla versus the two, I don't know, kind of weird looking roach guys.
I did watch that one. Yeah,
that was good because parts of it were really good because they just let the monsters fight. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't like the human parts so much, so hopefully they kind of keep that to a minimum. But where it really shines is when you got these big monsters just kind of going, just fighting, throwing each other in buildings. And they showed Washington D.C. with a leveled, it basically looked like a desert. So stuff went down, things happened.
Definitely. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the same people who did the King Kong movie.
They own the rights.
That's a good question. That's a good question, right?
I
think it's Universal, right?
But it's both Universal and Universal. I think they're, from what I understand, when King Kong first came out and they started talking about doing Godzilla King of Monsters, that they're supposed to be in the same universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're supposed to make a King Kong movie with Godzilla in it.
So I don't know if we might see a mid-credit scene or an end-credit scene with King Kong showing up somewhere or something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Making their mega monster universe thing.
Yeah. Well, if you watch that Kong Island movie that came out a couple maybe like 2 years ago, King Kong wasn't big enough to fight Godzilla. Like Godzilla is like
Godzilla's huge in this one.
Like 500 feet tall, maybe more. I mean, he's like a 50. Oh man, he's as tall as a skyscraper. And Godzilla or King Kong is also very tall, but more like 200 type. I mean, he wasn't that huge because then you would have seen him from the outside the island. He would have been too large. So I don't know. We'll big monsters fighting. It's always fun.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. And and it looks like Rob's got some stuff to talk about that I don't.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Thrust has been keeping us up to date. So looks like they're moving forward again with the Lock and Key TV show. This was brought up before. They had done some initial shoots for it. Looks like they were starting to get somewhere, but then it kind of fell off. It looks like it's going to be done through A&E, if I got that right. So, they're, or AMC. So they're well versed in doing, comic book adaptations for TV shows. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to, to get this one moving along. I just got the news, so I haven't looked too much into it, but you might remember that I did a comic review on the series a few back. Very mature series. It's written by Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, and I'm really hype about this. So we'll see. Hopefully, they don't disappoint me again, and it doesn't come out due to creative differences or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there was actually not a lot to talk about, but they talked a little bit about the second season of Iron Fist, and one of the big things I think people talked about the last one was that the choreography wasn't very good. And apparently one of the choreographers from Black Panther is actually going to be helping with the... So.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, sorry. Let me just update real quick on the Lock and Key. It's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
There you go. So that's even more of a reason to look forward to it, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's huge news. So, yeah, Netflix is going to have it, and... yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to jump into it, but I figured that's big enough news to be like, hey, that's good stuff.
That's all I really have. That's all I have. I don't know if you guys might have anything else to add to it. Nope. All right, moving on. And speaking of Iron Fist and stuff, if I'm going to give a little review for Luke Cage season 2. I'm on the last episode. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm on the last episode. I feel comfortable enough getting in a review.
Okay.
But, yeah, so if you guys have seen the first season, I would say this one continues that story that kind of starts and kind of leaves off of the first season. Picks it up, keeps going very well. It leaves all that stuff from Daredevil and Iron Fist and Defenders back in the dust. No more of that mythical stuff. You're back into the streets of Harlem, where...
Oh, good, because I never watched it.
Yeah, so you don't need any of that stuff really to watch this stuff. There's a couple just references back, but nothing major where you're like, well, I don't know what's going on with this story. It's just enough to go, oh yeah, they did something together. That's right. But yeah, I would say this season's better than the first one because I wasn't really a fan of the first season. I think there's a lot more action, and the action's very well paced out over the course of the season. Where I think in the first one it was more political and.
The first one had some slow spots for sure. Probably for me, what really got me was they had a wonderful bad guy.
Yeah.
And they killed him 4 episodes in, maybe 5 episodes
was
in.
Great.
Yeah, Cottonmouth was awesome, and then he's just gone. So I don't know if he's back in this new one or not. I'm gonna, if they know what's right for them, they'll bring him back. But I don't know. But yeah, when they killed him off, it was just that was. One of the better parts.
You'd probably be happy to know that Mariah kind of feels that role in this one, where she was the one that killed Cottonmouth.
Oh.
His cousin.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The sister.
The cousin. Yeah.
Cousin.
Yeah. She feels the role. She becomes that bad guy.
Okay.
And, she's 100% bad guy in this one. That's for sure. And yeah, so it's kind of cool. You have her as villain, then we also have another villain. I won't spoil anything, but there's also another villain that pops up in there. So Luke Cage has got it on 2 fronts, and cool to see how things turn out for him. And the only thing I think was wrong with this one is that I guess because they focus so much on the action, sometimes the pacing of how the story occurs gets left out a little bit. So you'll have all this stuff, and then all of a sudden the story will jump a lot, and you'll just be like, I feel like they just plopped that in, like they're just throwing a thing at the screen. It didn't really develop naturally. It was kind of just pop, 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 And it sometimes leaves some plot holes in there, and you're like, there's a lot of questions on why this would happen or how this couldn't have happened. But yeah, overall, I would say 6 out of 10. So it's pretty decent. It's not great, but yeah, pretty good.
Okay, so nothing you're gonna like rush out to go watch again, or even
No, I'm definitely not gonna watch it again.
appointment viewing, but not a waste of time. So that's
No,
that's
it's not.
good here.
I'm a big fan of the whole Marvel Netflix series.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, not too bad at all.
So if I was going to watch all of these Luke Cages, or was it Iron Fist and like all these other superhero ones, how would you rate them? If someone was gonna ask you, hey, which one should I watch first?
Okay.
Punisher.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking Punisher.
You think Punisher's number one?
I definitely think it's between Punisher
Daredevil?
and maybe Daredevil season 1.
Yeah. I like season 2. I like Daredevil season 2 a lot.
Yeah, it was good, but I think season 1 was just so.
You think so?
I mean, it broke so much ground. Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably say Daredevil season 2 is my number one, with Punisher second, then the first season of Daredevil, first season Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Then second season Jessica Jones. Luke Cage second season. Iron Fist, Defenders, first season.
Okay, that's really good.
So Luke Cage
scale.
is your least favorite all the way.
The first season Luke Cage was very slow. I just really couldn't. It was really hard to finish.
I felt the same way for Iron Fist. Like, I just was like, all right,
I can see
I'm
that.
just gonna watch it, and that killed it. Like, I did not watch any series after Iron Fist, just because of how much of a struggle it was to get through.
Yeah, so which is I think it's only been Defenders, Jessica Jones,
Jessica Jones 2, Luke Cage 2.
I would have to say, if you watch Defenders after Iron Fist, you'll still feel that way, still feel defeated. But if you watch Jessica Jones season 2 and Luke Cage season 2, it might revitalize.
Okay,
that's good. Yeah, that's
your
good.
stuff.
Well, I'll eventually get to them.
But next after Luke Cage is Iron Fist season 2.
You say that with like,
yeah. I mean, I'm hoping it's good. I've heard better things.
Choreographer and stuff, and they've got some more action. I just hope they make him less of a douche. That's
he was in it's like an episode of Luke Cage, and his character actually in that season actually talks about how he kind of acted in the first season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of
okay.
Yeah. So hopefully,
universally disliked was how I describe Iron Fist.
Yeah, he's the Iron Fist, defender of Kunlun. But yeah, good stuff. So we'll have next Iron Fist, and then I think Punisher season 2, and then maybe hopefully one day we'll get Daredevil. But
okay, well I'll keep watching. It's it's well done.
Yeah, stuff.
So I know you guys. So I know you guys. I think it was Brandon watched Incredibles 2 and did a little review about it. I took my daughter to go see it. It was like one of those days where Liz can stay home with the little one and then maybe do some work or something and hang out with him. Where I was like, well, I just want to go maybe see a movie. So I took my daughter to go see Incredibles 2. That was such a good movie, I have to say. The first thing is like they reference is like it's been like 15 years. We're sorry, and I was like, oh wow, it's been that long. And then just get right into it, like you said, it takes right from the get go from the previous one, which I remember vividly. It's fun all the way through. Great movie for kids and adults. And I just really can't wait for the bundle. I hope they come with a bundle, I guess, of 1 and 2 together.
Maybe.
And then like I think you said too, like just Jack made that movie. It was like
I heard he fights a raccoon.
Yeah, so that was so fun. That was so fun, and my daughter was, all the kids in the audience too were just like, yeah, like whenever Jack shows up or does something funny, they just all like when says something, and my daughter says like, oh, Jack's doing this, lasers and stuff. It was a lot of fun, so I gave that.
Opening.
The opening? Oh, it was great. It was great. It was. And like maybe Rob touched on it a little bit too. Is like it's almost real too because they're living in the world where supers are just
I was talking
illegal.
about the little animated short they play before the movie.
Oh, was it Bow or something like that?
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Honestly, that hit me. I was like, oh man, that's like as a parent and everything. That's really nice. I hope it comes with the movie too. I do they usually come with the movie?
They always do. Yep.
They would do.
Yeah, they always
fantastic. Do. Great. So even another reason to purchase it. That was a great short. So
yeah, all the shorts are consistently high quality.
High quality.
Sometimes they're better than the movie.
So I also forgot to mention the games of the week. That is Metacritic and all the games that have come out that are maybe worth mentioning.
Out this week?
I know there is only really one worth mentioning, and that came out yesterday. It was Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2, and that is all the Mega Man X. That is Mega Man X, Mega Man X2, Mega Man X3, Mega Man X4, all on PC, Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. And that got, as you would think, a great score of an 81, and everyone else user score gives it an 8.3. So Mega Man X, you really can't get enough of it, honestly. And sorry, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2, X5, X6, X7, and X8. So all of them, at least all of them, right for up to that point. If you like Mega Man, grab it.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of big games or anything coming out. Like, I just went on Metacritic. I'm like, really? There's no new games, and it's like it's
not much.
Pretty rough.
We're
There's not a lot.
We're in a slow period right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Octopath was last week. It's pretty big. And
it's still so good. I'm going to recommend it. It's a perfect couch game. When I'm down hanging out, Michelle's and my wife is watching the, whatever on TV. I'm not that interested in it, so I'll throw it on Switch and just enjoy it, and it's great. Like, I'm not even like paying attention to like what's going on the TV. Usually I get distracted because I'm not that focused on the game, but yeah, it's really high quality.
Some people are saying it's their favorite Switch game, and that's okay. Just putting it out there. That's putting out there. That's over Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. That's saying a whole lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gush on it. It is one of the best games I've played on the Switch. If you are into old school Final Fantasy, like I said last week, it's everything you were hoping for.
Wow, very nice. I'll really have to pick that up after I finish my other RPG that I'm trying to finish on the Switch. But
I'm excited to hear the official review from Rob whenever he.
Oh, it's gonna be a while because I've got a long way to go on that game.
He's got to play more Warframe with me.
It may be like next year. Like, all right, guys.
Next year.
Nice.
Do you have a comic or anything this week, Rob?
Not this week, no. I'll be picking back up next week. It's been a lot of outside of gaming and stuff, so I'm going to get caught back up on a new series. I was looking for one in particular and wasn't yet available for me to check it out. So I'll hold that for next week and I'll go over it.
Cool. Well, how about a game? You got a game for 20 questions?
I do. You guys ready to guess?
Let's do it to it.
Guess wrong. Yes, we are ready. And chat, we need your help. We always do. So if you're wanting to participate, ask a question. Just fairly simple. 20 questions. Get us there. It's a video game that Rob has in his head.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If you're like Andrew, just waste the questions and.
Yeah, the waste of question right now. Is it a female character protagonist?
No.
There we go.
It was 50-50, so.
Yeah.
Way to start off.
Was this released after 2005?
Yes.
So okay. Newish maybe.
Is this in the current gen of consoles? Released on the current gen of consoles?
No.
So it's after
PS3.
2005. It's PS3, 360,
yeah.
Wii, maybe even Wii U.
Maybe even. Console exclusive?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so it was plenty on all these things. Maybe we
right.
need to find out the kind of genre. With a lot of FPSs, so was it an FPS?
No, it was not an FPS.
Okay.
Maybe. No, I mean, yeah, FPS is thinking like if it was on all platforms, usually it was an FPS. So that was a good question, honestly. There wasn't a lot of RPGs on the 360, so I'm not gonna ask if it's an RPG.
Wait, we had Mass Effect. We had Mass Effect 2 and 3. We had the Dragon Age games.
Those were not released on Xbox 360, were they?
Yeah.
Were they?
All of
them.
Okay. Every game that I just named was, yeah.
Maybe, I mean, more racing sports games as well. More racing sports games.
There's a lot of games on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
Was this published by EA?
No.
Hmm.
I had to remember who published it, but it's like, no, definitely not. I like this game.
Okay.
Hey, come on.
Ayo.
Ayo.
What other games were big multi-platform? Not EA.
Big multi-platform, not EA. Yeah.
So
I mean, you
Ubisoft is a lot of multi-platform.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be any of the Far Cry series.
Could be. Or Assassin's Creed.
But that was first-person shooter, like you said.
Maybe,
so that's not.
It's not.
Can't be it.
Maybe we should ask if it's a
What?
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Is this published by Ubisoft, or developed by Ubisoft? Sorry.
No.
Not developed by Ubisoft.
Not developed by Ubisoft.
Who else?
I mean, it's Activision, but I mean, we can also go for the small. It's probably even smaller too. We can keep going by genre.
Yeah.
It was this an action game, action adventure game, action adventure.
Yeah, so that's tough. I'll say action adventure. Yeah.
That's tough though. Was it
It's
like
tough
was the
because
genre
it's-
is the genre says action adventure? Because if it's action adventure RPG, then you have to kind of give that to us.
Hold on, let me see. I will give you I will tell you adventure is in the genre, but not action.
Adventure is in the genre. Is there's no such thing as an adventure RPG genre. But what other genres have adventure in it? Brandon, what are you thinking? Like, I don't adventure. Puzzle adventure? What?
I mean, that's probably a thing.
But Rob shaked his head, so I know the metadata of that. He's not thinking that. That's it.
I'm like, how did he get it so well?
Platform adventure?
Yep, platform adventure.
Okay, platform adventure. Multi-platform. Was this was this rated an 80 or above, I guess? Was it considered a good game?
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was.
Something we basically recognize, but yeah.
Yeah, it was, yes.
An action? Or
Fable?
Excuse me,
Question
an
mark?
adventure.
Yeah.
Fable's an RPG. for
Fate?
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But thank you for participating and keep them coming, man. Keep them coming. Yeah.
So an adventure, or no, excuse me,
It's a platform. It's a platformer.
It's a platformer, yeah.
But adventure of that sort. Shadow of Colossus was that one? No, that was way back. That's PS2.
I think, man. So we're thinking we're jumping around a lot. Our character jumps a lot.
It's a male protagonist.
Yeah.
We can think of weapons. We can think of bad guys. We can think of if it's a platform, it's probably more artistic than it is realistic.
Platformers always tend to be exclusive. It's really odd.
Really?
I always think platforms always tend to.
Yeah, most platforms are. Like Ratchet and Clank, like that's exclusive. Yeah.
The Banjo-Kazooie 360 title that came out. That
was Sly Cooper.
Sly
No, that
Cooper
says PS. That's exclusive.
That was PS2.
Yeah.
Sonic. Sonic. Was there an Adventure Sonic though in the 360? I think.
Sonic Adventure was on all three, I think. Is the main character an animal?
Specifically a blue hedgehog? No.
I didn't say blue hedgehog.
It's
Also not an animal.
Not an animal. So platformer, most likely human. Is this going for realistic graphics?
Yes.
Hey.
All right. So far, it's an adventurer platform with realistic graphics that was released in the Xbox 360, PS3, Wii era after 2005. It was a multi-platform, so it was on multiple consoles. I think that's about all the yeses we got right now.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a realistic platformer, huh?
Realistic platformer on all 3 consoles. That was good. That was like rated above an 80, so we should probably recognize it.
Probably recognize it. Yeah.
And it's not developed. It's not published by EA, and it's not developed by Ubisoft, because I kind of made sure to differentiate that. So, I'm not sure if publishers or developers will help me at this point. But maybe locking down what the adventure is about.
Yeah, that'll help.
Like if there's any they're bad guys, of course, but anything like we can not maybe like if there are levels, or like is there a main antagonist or something along those lines.
Maybe if it's open world.
Open world platformer. Yeah, open world would. Yeah, is this open world?
Meaning it's all one level? Yes.
Yeah, so that's a good thing, because it doesn't go by level where like something happens and and it's like the next act.
No, I don't know if that's entirely true. It's mainly presented like one level that you are within, so it doesn't really transition to anything else. I was trying to remember if it did.
Yeah, so there's no like World 1.
The majority, at least 99% of the game is just an open world platformer.
Okay.
Gosh, so odd. An open world platformer with realistic
graphics, right? Yeah, realistic setting. I mean, I said realistic graphics. The setting could help us, like if it's
fantastical or
exactly. Current age, modern age, whatever you want to ask, maybe even futuristic. I don't know.
Is this set in like a fantasy style world?
No.
Is this set in modern times?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like it was sci-fi. Like I know.
Okay.
I wanted to differentiate if it was between sci-fi or modern.
Oh, weird.
We can think of more bad guys, like that would help me. Maybe storyline driven things.
Well, it is realistic.
Do you like? How about a team? How about a team? Like, is your main character alone, or is your main character alone throughout the story?
Yes. With one. Yes, you only control one person.
You only control one person throughout the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that wasn't really my question. I was wondering like a team, like if he was part of a team or not. But that kind of would have helped me if
you cannot switch characters.
You're thinking of companion.
Like either a companion or like if the story in itself has the main character as part of the team.
There's no companion in the game.
Watch Dogs, it's not a platform though, but keep them coming. Like we just need more about what this possibly could be with realistic graphics, a well-known franchise.
Not Ubisoft or EA.
Not Ubisoft or EA. Any powers of some sort maybe they can think of?
No. That was basic.
Weapons of any kind, maybe we can ask something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe. But as a platform, I don't know. That's so odd. It can't be. It's not an FPS. So would there be guns in a platformer?
No, but there would be some kind of weapons to defeat enemies.
But is it? I don't know. I mean, yes. Does our protagonist use weapons?
Yes.
Okay, so it kind of puts it in perspective. Like, yeah.
So he's got to use a gun.
No, I didn't say a gun, but
I mean, it's a realistic setting unless
he got really stumped on this one, Rob. I mean, it's a well-known game. I'm gonna feel terrible about this. Terrible.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is a. The genre is.
It's not a third-person shooter.
Adventure platformer.
Adventure platformer, right? Zelda. So basically, a Zelda-like. Basically, we have to think Zelda-like.
I think Zelda is kind of action adventure or
Action adventure is more Zelda, but this is action. Oh, Rob's thinking
Zelda is like an isometric kind of top-down view, and I'm just trying to figure out how it's it. It's maybe most like Zelda 2.
It's
Wait a minute.
like a
What the?
From the, like a
Metroidvania.
visual kind of, yeah, there you go.
It's top down. Did you just say it's top down?
No, it's not top-down.
It's
No,
not top
he's saying
down.
He's saying it's like
I
Zelda
said,
2,
I said,
like a Metroidvania.
you asking me if it's like Zelda, I say Zelda is top-down. I wouldn't consider that a platform adventure.
This is a 2D platformer, realistic graphics. What?
What?
How can you have?
Now I'm completely confused.
How can you have a 2D platformer with realistic graphics? Tell me. Someone in the chat, tell me.
I'll tell you in 3 questions because we're at 17 down. You have 18, 19.
What is that?
20.
That's well known.
What is? Oh, what was that Hotline Miami game? What was it? Was that a kind of game? Was that?
That's top down.
Is it top down?
That's top down. Yeah. Hotline Miami is top down, and that was very pixel art.
Great game though. Use a shotgun.
Bionic Commando.
Miami.
Bionic
No.
Commando.
It is not Bionic Commando.
That's the only thing I got. That's the only thing I got. That's trying to be realistic graphics.
Wasn't there a game called Serious Sam or something in that time period?
But it's not. That's not a Metroidvania.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just.
Is this a Metroidvania? Like, I don't know. I have no idea if it's. Yeah.
Is that a question?
No.
We have one more question and then have to guess.
Right.
Unfortunately, we're gonna lose again, boys. We're gonna lose.
Oh man, Rob's got it this week.
I don't know. We'll see. I've been got on question 20 a number of times. I'm scrolling through, look at the graphics.
Oh yeah, they're nice realistic graphics on a 2D platformer.
So odd.
Nice realistic graphics on a 2D platformer.
Yep.
Realistic. Oh yeah, we're gonna. This is probably gonna be well known, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna really hurt.
It's gonna real hurt.
It's gonna real
Swedish
hurt.
style butt hurt.
Oh man, I don't even know.
Bionic Commando was like the only one I remember. Okay, how about? No, that's an action, and that has a weapon. It can't be it. Is this a roguelike?
No.
All right.
Gotta guess it.
No idea.
Is this
No
Barbie's-
idea.
Information.
Is this Barbie's dream house?
No. We gotta give a real. Is this My Real Ponies 5? No.
Hello Kitty Island.
How about a hint?
A
And
hint?
then we can guess because we're doing so terrible.
When you said Metroidvania, I thought you guys had it.
Is this Metroid? I don't know. I have no idea. What is it, Rob?
This is a little game called Shadow Complex.
That's actually very very close to Bionic Commando, isn't it?
It is
Like
super.
that's really close.
This is
Super
a game
close.
that I downloaded on the 360 at some point and played maybe 5 minutes of, and I never touched.
Say it again. Shadow Complex.
Yeah, it's made by Epic, right?
Yep, made by Epic, produced by Microsoft
Shadow
Game Studios.
Complex.
It got released on all the major platforms. They've even got to re-release it on some of the newer ones.
Yep.
It was an Epic Engines kind of show-off thing. It was done on the Unreal 3 engine.
Yep, I
And
played this
you
one.
you should play it some more. It's really good. It's like Metal Gear Solid 2D, but like
Yeah.
Metroidvania. It's a really fun game. And you were like, oh, you don't use guns? You use guns all the way through this thing. You kind of shoot in like a 8-way pattern. So you can shoot down, at angles. Yeah, it
This
does take
is-
place on Earth. So, yeah, Side of the Trap, it was given a lot of good questions there. Taking place on Earth, it certainly does. You kind of stumble upon an enemy base full of Metal Gears. I don't know how they didn't get sued by Konami for looking like it, but You have grenades. You can, as you go along, your guy ends up getting more and more armor and different types of, upgrades and different weapons. And you eventually, one of the things that's really interesting is probably within maybe 5 minutes of the game, you're fighting against a helicopter that's just shooting down the street. So it's like it's coming out of the background towards you in the foreground, and you're kind of ducking and rolling your way around like that old Contra level when you were trying to fight your way through. So anyway, I'm not here to sell you on the game, but it is a fun one. I really, really like it. And you can probably get it for as close to $0 as possible. I mean, it does not cost much nowadays to pick this up.
Wow.
Gotcha. I mean, I've definitely heard of it, which is kind of along the lines of why I was thinking along. Like, I actually thought that game because I saw the screenshots. I actually thought that was Bionic Commando.
Oh, did you?
2 or whatever. Yeah, it was like I never occurred to me that it was Shadow Complex. So I just didn't. The name didn't come to me. But great. No, honestly, it is a great game. As far as like I've seen some GDQ of it, like some games some quick of it, and it looks fun. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Cool.
Well,
all right.
Awesome. Let's wrap it up. So
well, let me mark this down as a victory.
Yeah.
For those of you, victory for Rob. Victory for Rob
at home.
That's right. For all you people,
Rob is not lost.
Keeping a spreadsheet.
Yeah. So to close this out, like we mentioned before in the beginning of the episode, is we hit 10K members on the Discord, the PixelPub Discord, which we say thank you to the community for that, and it's still growing. This is only the beginning, honestly, because there's a lot of games coming out with Anthem, Division 2, all the Destiny Forsaken, and of course just our growing community of WoW players, our growing community of Warframe players, and all of our servers that we hold, like Ark and Minecraft and everything. It's just if you like games, this is the community for you, because we have a friendly community. It's family friendly, and we have some great staff with us too. So some updates for the PixelPub Discord is for if you're a Destiny 2 fan, get your fire team ready, because this week on Friday the Whisper of the Worm quest is going to be unlocked again, so that means could get your Black Spindle. For Warframe, we've jumped from 0 to 130 members in 3 weeks.
Wow.
This is a fantastic and very supportive, knowledgeable, and helpful Warframe community. Usually Warframe communities, what I've seen is like, you must be a mastery rank of so-and-so, and it's a high mastery rank. You have to play like maybe like 60 hours to even get into this clan. We don't allow that. We accept all skill levels. Join us. We'll help you out as much as possible. World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is, the Bad Mom Jammas in our community is going strong. We created two communities, actual in-game communities that you can join, and which chat up other WoW players, group up, whatever it may be, and we're recruiting for our raid teams. Yeah. And that's all on our website, pixelpubgaming.com/World of Warcraft.
Very active.
And
right
you'll see, you'll see our teams. You click into it, there's some applications there, and then we'll get you involved. And of course,
or if you want to be casual,
this giveaway. Absolutely, casual players, anything like mythic, from mythic to casual, we accept anyone.
PvP.
PvP.
No RP.
Can't forget that with BFA. So the last thing is the giveaway that will happen in 2 weeks on August 8th. They're on our Twitter. There is directions on how to be a part of that. It is our 10K giveaway. We're giving away Forsaken plus the annual pass. That's basically a $70 giveaway right there. And it's up for anybody, not just people that have
anybody
in the community or anything. Anybody that is wanting,
it's not
anybody that is, of course, that has followed Twitter and has followed the directions and is going to be part of the stream.
I'm part of the stream.
You are part of the stream, but staff members can't win. So sorry, guys.
You know, the little tiny,
this
It's not like you're gonna play
red tape.
Destiny anyway.
the little tiny
Come on.
fine print at the bottom of the Twitter.
The fine print. Oh, it's in there. It's not tiny. It's there.
If only I
Made it
knew
really big.
9 months ago when I joined this podcast that
So
I
all
wouldn't
of
get
this
a
information.
$70 prize. Much
So
later
all this
on.
information can be found on our website, pixelpubgaming.com. That's pixelpubgaming.com. You can just find anything there, even like an archive, which thanks to Rob for that, of all of our episodes. But of course, go ahead and listen to on Google. Go and listen on
iTunes?
on Pocket Cast, on iTunes,
SoundCloud.
on SoundCloud. Yeah, it's there for the taking.
Like,
You
put it
just,
out there.
You know, just listen to it. Yeah, put it out there. Hit like, share it with your friends,
Maybe,
whatever.
maybe
it may
this
be,
time
'cause-
next year, maybe YouTube as well. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's there. Like I just been pretty lazy on the YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I'll release them when we have to find some time. So yeah, thank you for joining us, and thank you for the community just being so awesome.
Yep. See you guys next week.
Yep. Bye.